I think one of the things that may be indicating is that the rules that a bill must relate to single subject area do mean that if you have pieces of policy developed over a period of time in the same broad area, there's not always the ability to wait until all of those are together and put in one bill, because if it doesn't relate to one subject area, or it's not a permissible sort of omnibus bill, relates to a single bill policy, you do end up with multiple pieces of legislation in the same subject area. So there are things that can be done about that. One of them is, I think, is in the policy development space. It's about ensuring that all the work in an area is done before a bill is proposed and the policy decisions are finalised. The other one is looking at the rules around single subject areas. And one of the things that I proposed in my submission to the Standing Orders Committee is that could be relaxed a bit in situations where there've been public consultation and engagement on a bill before it's introduced, so that the government introducing it assure it's in good shape. So there are levers that can be pulled to do that. The other lever, I think, that's been talked about a bit around the volume of submissions is perhaps there's a parallel channel where members of the public are able to just indicate support or opposition to a bill, maybe make a comment about it, but they don't have to go down the formal submission path, which might mean that submissions channel is a more substantive one, and they could be the things that committees focus on hearing. But people who simply want to have their say, through a simple channel could also do that.
And how big are those kind of changes? How big a difference would they make to your work, your team's workload?
I mean, it's difficult to know how they'd be picked up. But it would certainly, if there are a smaller number of more detailed and substantive submissions, that certainly would make a difference to the speed with which we can process them and get them to committees. This one makes ensuring that committees get them as quickly as possible so they can start hearing them and have as much time as possible to digest them.